Hello and welcome to the first ever hybrid episode. Half podcast, half life stories, all machine. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stat Pearson. And today I'm joined by the officer who has recognized that it's finally starting to get cold in this motherfucker. A one officer, 9,000 plus one.
This officer has been converted into a cyborg to serve the people. Just joking. Hey, how you doing?
I actually know a guy that looks like that new RoboCop. And of course we have Catgirl Supreme, Nico the Goth.
Hello, all my fans. So good to see you again. Nyampasu.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Ha.
Seriously, what the fuck does that actually mean?
Doesn't have to mean anything. It's just kawaii desu. You know, gotta be cute up in this bitch.
That sentence contradicts itself in so many ways, especially since
Oh, wait.
it's a word.
I mean, nyan nyan.
Well, it wasn't fast enough to hit the mute button. All right, so today's topics are very, very few and far between. Not because we're lazy or something, but because this is going to be...
I'm lazy.
Yeah, when I said we, I meant the boys. Topic, because we're going to be transitioning from podcast directly into live story. So this is a little bit weird. No, it's not going to be a common occurrence. And for those wondering where we've been all this time, life, jobs, lack of jobs because life in pandemic, video games, porn. I'm forgetting something.
Lots of video games.
You might be forgetting the election, but I can understand wanting to forget that.
Yeah, so we weren't going to go over any electoral topics, not because of laziness or what will the fans think? Yeah, because the fans really just come in for Fantasy Star, which they will always get more. But it's really been more of a situation of people had stuff to do. Some people had life issues and life traumas. But hey, like always, we in here going on 5 years now. We've been doing this podcast shit. We've never really stopped, but sometimes we take breaks. We're allowed to. We are only human. But I digress. Topic 1. Are council wars even necessary? I'm just saying, look, how many car companies make cars? How many car companies make the same type of cars? Do you see them literally going to each other's dealerships, shouting out random fucked up shit? This ain't like the McDonald's and Burger King commercials of yore, when Burger King would shit talk somebody or Jack in the Box thought it could shit talk somebody and was immediately forgotten. But come on now. Like, does it need to be a thing? At this point, all it really does is breed harassment online. Topic 2. Do you like the titles that are currently on offer for the the new bone, or the PS5?
New bone.
And topic 3, which will probably be its own video. Tell me what you use to keep yourself sane this year. And no, you cannot say pornography. Not because we don't want to talk about it, but because it's implied and it's lazy for everyone to give the same answer. And that's it. Who's going first?
I'll be polite.
I nominate. Oh, I was about to nominate the cat girl.
I was faster. You go first.
Well, now I'll go first. So let's see here. Topic 1. I'll be honest. At this point, no, they're not really necessary. People have long since joined whichever, faction they want, be it the Sony camp, the Nintendo camp, or, Xbox camp. So at this point, they are, like you mentioned with, various car companies, they have their products and they're releasing them for, those who buy them. They have their following, and that's just how it is. So at this point, I would say the console wars aren't really necessary because, well, most of the consoles aren't really all that different from each other these days, aside from whatever creative be it in a good way or bad way, thing Nintendo puts out. So, yeah, there's no point for people to say, oh, this console's better, or this console's worse, or anything, because, well, at this point, it just comes down to what games are coming out on them. All right, topic 2. To be honest, no, I can't really say I like any of them because there's almost nothing. At this time, there's not enough titles for me to even think of any. So I guess no, I don't really like any of the titles because there's barely any. And topic 3. Oh man. What kept me sane was at least every other day I had this few places I could go for like voice chat with some friends of mine, and I've been keeping constant contact with them, and we've been discussing various problems going on, and musing about the state of, well, a bunch of different things really. Video games, politics in the US, but I'm not going to go into that. Even to just general stuff going on in life, and of course, obviously, coronavirus. But mostly it has been social interaction with friends through the internet that has kept me sane. That, and of course, playing video games with said friends. Like, there's this one that came out recently on Steam that is, I think, still in early access, called Gunfire Reborn, where you basically play some anthropomorphic animal people going through a sort of Chinese, Japanese, general Asian themed dungeon wielding various guns. I'll send you that link a little later. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. And I guess other than that, there's of course the exceptional prevalence of that game Among Us.
Mental note: get Nico to play that game.
I don't want to. You're not the first person who
Be
tried.
hilarious. Yes, she totally should.
It's just not my kind of game. I'd rather watch other people. It's more fun.
You get to sabotage people.
Well,
I'm bad at that. Intentionally doing it.
I mean, you're saying you wouldn't do that for Zach's here? You wouldn't intentionally sabotage him just to enjoy his suffering?
It has to come naturally. Every time I try to be mean to somebody, I end up messing it up. But when I naturally sabotage somebody, unintentionally, it works out really well.
You can do both.
Actually, yeah, if you aren't, the imposter, you could just say, I think Zach's the imposter.
Ooh, you know what? You're right. Even if I'm not the imposter, I can still kill him. Okay, maybe. We'll see.
Exactly.
That's how most people actually die. Statistically speaking, 60 to 70% of people who get killed aren't the imposter. It's because someone else just said they was.
Yep. But yeah, video games, social interaction with friends, and mostly avoiding social media, because I say again, I'm not going to get into politics. People on social media were a little ridiculous this election cycle, but to be honest, I don't fully blame them. Uh, so yeah, avoid social media, talk with friends, play video games, and hope that I do not catch the coronavirus. So yeah.
Oh wait, what about topic 4? Oh. Oh my gosh, yeah, I I didn't read it fully. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is probably going to invite a tangent from Zach's, but that's actually fine with me because I do like learning. I don't know jack about the console wars except for the fact that it's like, oh, PC better or PlayStation better than Xbox, blah 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 blah, all that shit. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Like, I know the question is, are console wars even necessary? I don't think they were ever necessary. It's just, to me, that's just all pointless. But what I would say on that is that they're gonna happen. Everyone always likes to feel like what they're into is better than somebody else. So even if it wasn't intentional, though I guess it sounds like it was intentional, I feel like they're still gonna kind of happen. But then what Officer was saying kind of made me realize that they really don't happen that much anymore. Like you said, everyone kind of has found what they like. I've always been a PlayStation or a Nintendo person. Now I've kind of even more became a Nintendo person, so I don't really care what Xbox is doing anymore. Never actually cared, I should say. But yeah, everyone kind of knows what they like, or they just buy things based on what games are coming out. I've definitely heard some of my gamer friends talk about that, how they're getting specific game systems just for insert game here. But I don't know, I'm not much of a hardcore gamer anymore. Like, I haven't been for a while, so I haven't even looked at what's been coming out for PlayStation and shit. I pretty much only keep up with like Nintendo shit since most of the games I like come from them. Or I just go online and go into Steam. But yeah, they're really not necessary. This is a slight digression. But like my husband and my friends and I were talking about like anime culture and convention cultures and how the internet isn't as connected as it used to be, even though it's easier to be connected over the internet. But think about like forums. Think about MMOs and those kind of games that have very strong senses of community. Even 4chan, when a new anime would come out, like everyone on 4chan was watching it, like Kill la Kill, for example. Everyone was watching Kill la Kill. Everyone was shit posting about it online, and it was kind of like this strange camaraderie thing that you would also see go into conventions and stuff. But we don't really have that anymore online. So the gaming culture, I'll call it, has kind of suffered from that too. Everyone just kind of does their own thing, or they do what their friends are doing. So yeah, really no need for console wars, and all that's kind of dead now. So no.
Her friends play Among Us, but she won't.
Oh yeah, like all my friends play Among Us, and they've all tried to give me a play. I'm just like, no. I do enjoy watching a streamer named Call Me Kevin. When he plays Among Us, it's so fucking funny. So, maybe I'll play. I don't know. I just don't have any interest in those types of games. But moving on to topic 2. Fuck if I know. I just said I don't pay attention to any of that shit. Are there any good things coming out for Xbox or PlayStation 5?
Miles Morales Spider-Man is out, and they literally have nothing else that they've advertised since day one for that system that's already coming out day one. Everything they've shown off comes out next year or later than that.
So this is kind of similar to the Switch when it first came out, because there was like only 3 good games announced for the Switch, the obvious being Breath of the Wild. But people didn't buy it because it's like, oh my, well, okay, some people bought it because, oh my god, that game I need it. But it was more of a loyalty thing, just like the reason I bought the Switch, because it was the next Nintendo system. I knew there was going to be more games I wanted from it, but at the time, I was kind of bored. Once I got through Breath of the Wild, I was like, okay, fuck, now what?
And I wasn't... so confirmed that the cat girl here is a Nintendo cat.
Yeah.
But no one really.
I have a PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 in my apartment, and I don't touch any of them unless I'm playing Sly Cooper. It's somewhere. I said I don't know where it is, but I didn't say it was like gone.
How do you even find that shit?
I think I know where it is. I just literally haven't looked. I think it's underneath my TV. But
the fuck?
But like,
man, I don't know what my video game systems are. I haven't seen it in fucking months or years, maybe. I wonder if I should check under the TV. You mean where they are in everybody's goddamn house?
It's like, that doesn't mean I didn't see it. I haven't looked. It's covered up by boxes.
See, that makes even less sense. Why the fuck is under your TV cover?
For some reason, we have like 2 cable boxes from Comcast, and they never came to pick them up, so they've just been kind of like sitting around.
Oh, hold up. You need to make sure they didn't charge you for those.
They're not. That's why we've just been holding on to them for so long. Because we've just been too lazy to try to return them, and we're not being charged for it.
No. If you don't return them and they told you to return them, they take it out of your bill. You might have already paid for
They
them.
didn't tell us to return them.
We'll have a discussion about that spare box later.
But yeah, if like a new Sly Cooper game gets announced, then hell yeah, I'll pull out my PlayStations again. But that's like the only title I care about anymore. I don't care about most of these new titles. Like, they look interesting, but they're just not my kind of game. And I already have way too many other hobbies to invest into a lot of games anymore. I play 3 games, that's it. What? Cosplay and League of Legends are very time-consuming hobbies.
Cosplay, video games, gay porn. Those are your 3 hobbies. PlayStation is a part of one hobby.
I guess, but I have other games I want to play. The same ones that I've been playing forever. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the Xbox or PS5. All I know is that Xbox was like a fridge, and it was really funny because they made a commercial where they actually did make a fridge, and I would have totally bought that fridge. That fridge was dope.
Here's what pissed me off. They didn't call it the fridge box.
They should have. But yeah. So I don't have too many thoughts on that. Topic 3, what kept me sane? Obviously the same for everyone else. During the harsh lockdown, I was just playing a lot of video games, or Animal Crossing, really, because of course the timing of that was perfect. But I realized a little bit later that a couple of my friends who I met last year at the LCS summer finals, they're super hardcore into games, and they're very nice about like trying to get other friends into games. So pretty much every week they're like, hey, you should try out this game. And sometimes they would just buy them for me. So it's like, okay, cool, try out this game. So it was a lot of playing games with them online, talking to them, and kind of being more involved in their friend group. So I made like 6 new friends. On top of my old friends, playing games with them, and just kind of hanging out online with people. So it was really nice to still have all of that interaction with people.
And yet she still hasn't touched No More Heroes 1.
I'll get to it now that I'm fucking unemployed again. So
That
yeah.
is the point to be.
What, officer?
I legit want to get her to start that game when she gets her capture device, because you and I have played it and we know what type of series that shit is. She doesn't. I had to tell her like 3-4 days ago, hey, you can play it without a controller. It's better to actually hold the Joy-Cons in your hand, because you can cut people and it'll cut in the angle that you swing.
It does sound really fun. Yeah, I need to get the capture device, and then I'll start playing it, because it will be fun.
Yeah, but you need to get it before December 10th. Otherwise, you might as well just start playing now.
That's true. I was going to look into it today. Yesterday I was busy. But like I said...
I sent you the pic, so if you want any of those, I can find the link.
Sounds good. But like I said, I have a lot of time now because I'm currently unemployed, and like the governor says 3 weeks. I'm very happy she's doing this. That's my personal opinion. But it's not going to be just 3 weeks. It's probably going to extend longer than that. So everyone... Oh, Michigan's hella stupid.
And
Everyone
before someone tries to kidnap her again.
I feel so bad for her. She's just trying to do what's best for everyone. And the state, yeah, they're too stupid to realize that. So, like, everyone at my restaurant, we're all like, we'll see you in January. Like, peace, have a good holiday. Because we know this is not wrapping up nicely in 3 weeks. So, I got time. But aside from that, after the severe lockdown lifted, I was kind of happy to go back to work. It was chaos and difficult, and I worked 50 plus hours. But it was like something to keep me doing stuff. And I was too tired when I got home to worry about the current situation of the world. So it was just work, play some video games, and sleep. And it's not a healthy necessarily way to get through a difficult time, but it worked for me. So like I'm kind of excited to be on another lockdown, but at the same time I'm kind of not excited because it's like, shit, I have to keep myself busy, keep myself doing things. Because I nearly got depressed after the first one. And I don't like that happening to me. I am usually a very upbeat person. I'm usually very good about keeping myself in good mental states. So, not happening again. Oh God, I don't know what that means. I'm terrified now.
Good.
I think I have a better plan this time. Now that I recognize it can happen, I can prevent it. So I'm just trying to look forward to all the things that I can be doing, like streaming more, working on my cosplay. I have Ring Fit Adventure, so I'm finally going to start playing that and try to continue losing weight. So, yeah, life isn't bad right
It
now.
implies you already lost weight.
I did. I already lost 10 pounds. But I still want to lose like 20 to 30 more, so we'll hopefully get
Okay,
there.
let's not go that far.
Think
I know you don't
close.
actually understand how weight works, but you can't be 30 pounds lighter. That means you're malnourished.
Okay, then 20 pounds. Like, I don't know. I actually don't know what my...
I'm telling you, if you were 30 pounds lighter, you would literally be killing yourself.
That's fine.
I mean, for me, yeah.
I think 20 to 15 to 20 is not bad. I don't actually know for my height, size, and age what is a normal
Yeah,
weight for me.
I'll fix
but...
that later.
Yeah, later.
Figure out it's called your BMI, your body mass index.
Yeah, that thing. But I mean, still, I can definitely afford to lose at least 20 pounds. So. But yeah, so I think that's it for me. And yeah, not too much going on, just a lot of work. Well, not anymore.
Every time she says it, the damn Rihanna song pops in my head and it gets on my nerves. As far as topic one,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, in the past, yes. Currently, hell the fuck no. Like, oh hell no, singing man meme no. Which I'm probably gonna add to this video because I have a meme collection for the channel now and I want to grow it more. Look, when this shit first popped off, it needed to happen, but it needed to happen for a particular reason. Because the standard consumer couldn't really find a reason to differentiate. It was that simple. And I'm not talking when Nintendo single-handedly saved the industry. I'm talking about when we got to the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis era. Okay? Oh, well, this game's coming out on here? Oh, well, it's coming out over here. I don't know if you remember this, Nico, because your ass was probably still in diapers. When video games came out that had the same name, they were actually completely different from one another back in the day. Did you know that?
I did. Like, maybe not to the extent that you know, but like I think it was something I did learn about at one point.
Yeah. And it really sucked when they were Marvel games. Because if you played an X-Men game on any system, it was not going to be the same thing on another. This even happened a little bit into the PlayStation 1 era. Marvel Superheroes for the PlayStation 1 is a fighting game. Marvel Superheroes for the Super Nintendo is a beat 'em up. X-Men 1 and 2 on the Genesis are completely different from X-Men on Super Nintendo. Capcom made those ones, by the way. Just giving you some random examples. But also, there was the whole element of a genuine competition can sometimes drive people to buy or support things more than they normally would. Yes, that means from a financial standpoint, but it could also mean from just a topic standpoint. People are more likely to bring it up in conversation, or they find reasons to do things that show and explain loyalty. You know, like when Pokemon Go was everywhere, and it kind of still is, but pandemic, which I'm scared because once this pandemic is over, they the first ones gonna come out the house. If you were Team Red, they were naturally assuming that they had to fight against Team Blue, and Team Yellow was just Team Yellow. They didn't have no natural rivalry of competitors, but without words even happening, Blue and Red had a rivalry.
That's true, actually. Even at work and stuff like that, we experienced that. And it was really fun when we would get customers in who were obviously showing one team or the other, because it was just playful banter. But it was a lot of fun during all that.
Stick is fast.
Now, see, if your boss was smart, he would have had one of y'all put up a bunch of lures next to the building, so that way when the motherfuckers got hungry, they gonna get some snacks.
Oh, I wish, but unfortunately all the employees would have also been doing it. Just a quick digression, when I worked at Benihana, there was one that sometimes our characters would glitch out and like run to, so we'd all be like mashing the button at that moment, and then of course we go back to work. It was just really funny how it worked.
It's kind of ironic on some level. Kind of ironic on some level. Okay, so back then, I understood it because people didn't even want to invest a lot of time. Everyone thought it was no different from a children's toy, even though they were single-handedly diminishing the market of children's toys. And I truly get it. But here we are in 2020, the year of our Lord and Savior, COVID. So my first thought, point blank, is a very simple thought. Why? So initially it was, okay, we know if our system sells more, that leads to indirect sales. From a corporate standpoint, I get it. However, we're at a point where it's practically unnecessary to go to the levels that they do. And now they've gone to levels that no one would even thought of. 20, 30 years ago, hell, even 15, 20 years, even 15, 10 years ago, when these companies made a new system, they weren't buying every studio that they could get under the sun that ever made a good game on their stuff. In fact, one of the first companies to do it, and they still got fucked up, was Nintendo. Nintendo, if memory serves, bought Rareware. Or they commissioned Rareware to make some of their games as well as, and then bought them. Then Microsoft bought them. And that's how Nintendo lost Banjo. But then Microsoft bought them. But now, Microsoft has bought 4 or 5 independent studios. And Sony, they've only bought 2, but they bought some of the big boys. The really, really, really big boys. So now, they can, for lack of a better term, blatantly damn near get away with not having anything on their own fucking systems. And that's legit crazy to think about. These guys want to make systems. They know when the systems are coming out, but they have legit nothing to show for them. But they'll go and buy other companies who've made good games for them in the past, but they ain't got nothing to show for it.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now, for those who don't remember, the PlayStation 5 official game reveal, console reveal, and release date, they showed off 8 games. Guess how many of those games came out when the PlayStation 5 did? 1. Literally 1. Miles Morales Spider-Man. What the fuck?
I mean, I'm told that game's actually pretty decent at least.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is that it's the only thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's only one game.
And let's be honest, we all know that it's a third of a game, and they're going to sell us the rest of it.
That has been a really shitty thing by game companies, like releasing basically an incomplete game, and then if you want to get the full experience, here's an expansion you have to pay $30 fucking more for. It's like, excuse me? Why was that not included in the $60 game that I just bought? Fuck you too.
No, my favorite part is, oh hey, our game's not out yet. Buy the season pass. The fuck? That always gets me. The, oh hey, my game isn't out yet, but come buy the season pass anyway. I can't be the only person that, every time I see that shit, I'm just like, this game is going to have a player drop-off so huge that they're going to try to lie and pretend like they're not fucked up so people can actually buy future DLC, which shouldn't have even been DLC. How you making a DLC before you even got the game fucking looking straight? Avengers! Tangent over. My annual tangent quota has been fulfilled. So, the biggest issue, to circle back, the biggest issue is just that the way they produce games and the scale that they produce games and their inability to willingly make a medium budget or a low budget game that is filled with nothing but quality is a big problem. A problem Nintendo pretty much does not have, at least anymore, but other companies don't want to learn. The president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, or either Sony, the actual president even said that the way our video games are designed, they're pretty much every single title is too big to fail. Bitch, that means you spending too much. Think about what you just said.
That just sounds like really cocky to me too, that they can't fail. They're too big.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's a double entendre, but he didn't mean it that way. What he meant was based on how much money we spend, not based on how cool and popular Sony is. Like, A AAA title for them could cost $200 million. They can't afford to lose $200 million. I'm like, bitch, don't make them $200 million.
But just money alone doesn't make a good game. I don't care if you spent $50 million on the video game. If you don't actually have quality content, good story, etc., it's still going to be a shit game. Money doesn't make good games. Money helps make good games, but they're not the be-all, end-all.
Thank you. I totally agree. So, yeah, that's the problem. The problem is there shouldn't be... there shouldn't be a council war for the simple fact that there are bigger things the companies themselves need to focus on, even though their marketing teams are proprietary. God damn it, my Cloud Strife fell. Their marketing teams are possibly the main ones pushing this bullshit. They can coexist, but they want to pretend like they don't know that. Okay. Cloud is now upright. Anyways. Okay, so, latecomer. Moving on to topic 2. I'm not going to say I don't like the current titles. I'm going to say I don't care about them because literally looking this up as I'm talking to you guys right now. List of PS5 games available. I always got to put the available part. Oh, Wikipedia has an entire real-time list. Go figure. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, literally. There's barely fucking 20 games, and of these 20 games, a lot of them are re-releases. Not even remotely joking either. Fuck you, FIFA. Yeah, like I'm gonna send you guys this link because people keep forgetting you can look up a list in real time of games that are out or supposed to be coming out. It'll even tell you if the shit got canceled. If I go through there and I just control F 2020, that's how you speed through shit. They got 179 games coming out in 2020, and of those 179, yeah, a lot of them are just launch titles, but they're games that already exist. Borderlands, they're all ports. Fortnite, Borderlands, Call of Duty, fucking, oh, that's coming here. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I give them that one. Origami 2, that sounds vaguely familiar. I'm gonna look into that later.
Kind of, I think even the Switch did better than this. Like the Switch in the beginning, they didn't have that many main titles or AAA titles, whatever they call them, but they had a fuck ton of like indie games you could get.
Borderlands 3.
I'm not big into indie games, but at least it wasn't this, just a bunch of re-releases.
Yeah. Okay, so it's practically nothing for the PlayStation 5 I haven't already seen, and that's not me speaking hyperbolically. I just pulled the list up. So really, it's just upscale PS4 game. But here's the thing that bothers me about that. Y'all realize we're at a point in time now where you don't even have to do that. You could literally have two options. You can make it so you can pay a little bit of money to update your PS4 game to work with new graphics and shit on the PS5. And you could also just make a digital re-release of the PS4 game, but it'll only work on the PS5. But they don't want to do that. That's extra money. You know there's going to be somebody out there who will buy the graphic update in advance of getting the system. Don't even care how long it take them. And they'll have that shit 4 or 5 months in advance. But no. They don't want good ideas. They just want a lot of money.
Oh yeah, because money makes the world go around. Like that's all they care about. It's pretty sad that like finding a company who wants to produce a good game for the sake of producing a good game is fucking rare.
And they got bought.
Yeah, and Rare doesn't even make good games these days.
the culture, and it's not even just the gaming culture. It's some of the things that I'm more into. Also, it's just quality is dead. It's all about money and pandering to the lowest common denominator. I see you, League of Legends fans. I know you're all thinking it.
Yeah, like one of the first things I tell people all the time is that what determines the replayability of a game isn't the quality level anymore. What determines it is if someone can't distinguish the difference between good craftsmanship and bad craftsmanship. I've seen people defend Final Fantasy 15. I've seen people defend Final Fantasy 13. 13.
I haven't played it.
I've good. That's not a bad thing. I've seen people defend 10-2, a game you would love, but it's just depressing. The way I can figure it out is if you were born in a city in the clouds filled to the brim with the finest things in life, you'll never know what it's like to live on the ground. And if you live on the ground in the dirt in the sewers, you may not even know those clouds are in the sky. That's how I look at it. The people now, even when they're my age, and that really creeps me out, the people now who don't realize when quality dropped off, they scare me when they're my age. A 10 or 12-year-old whose first game was Fortnite, that's depressing, but I understand them. But when I see, like, there's this girl, she's really good at her job. She used to work directly for Sony, and then she went over to CD Projekt Red, or Projekt Red, as they like to say it, but they still spell it with a J in English. Holly Bennett, one of the, not most famous, but a very popular gaming personality. She's been in the gaming ether for quite some time. She went from Sony to CD Projekt Red. Now she's like she's in their HR, or she's one of their head ambassadors, something like that. She thoroughly enjoyed Final Fantasy 15. And remember, base form Final Fantasy 15. A game where literally only one character was playable. And they knew it before they even released it. And they went back and patched in over the course of like 2 months, making the rest of the characters playable. Do you know how insane it is when we fucked up so bad, we got a Final Fantasy game where we have to patch and download playing other people?
It's pretty bad, to put it lightly.
Lightly, yeah.
Oh, and the only female that was... No, wait. There were two. The only two females that were playable were guest characters. That's enough about... well, no, that's right on topic. I don't even gonna count that as a tangent. That was accurate shit. But Zach is still gonna come out in the X-Bone later. That's right. It's gonna come out later. Also, there are some exclusives that don't come out on the X-Bone. So, I'm sorry, the next bone. So, realistically speaking, it would be counterproductive and less efficient for me to give a shit about Next Bone, which I haven't done in a very long time. Because even though I do respect Phil Spencer as a business person and the way he runs Nextbox and all that shit, at the end of the day, a lot of the shit he got is not exclusive, or if it is, it's not something that has a pull for me. But what about Halo? What about it? Halo don't pull me. I grew up with GoldenEye. I'm good. Moving on. Well, porn, but again, we don't get to say that because it's implied. Not to sound, I don't know, emo or whatever, and if you say some messed up goopy shit, I'm gonna fucking mute you. My podcast, our podcast, my friends within said podcast, that helped me stay sane because interactions are few and far between for me. Now, I'm not some shut-in, reserved person who can't talk to people, obviously, but you got to remember what my background was. I was doing stand-up. Then my agent kept saying, I'm going to book you afterwards. I'm going to book you afterwards. This whole pandemic thing is going to blow over. It's not a big deal. In her defense, she ain't stupid, but this is before we knew how truly bad it was. She was saying shit like this to me in like February. Here's the thing, though. She was on vacation, and I have not heard her. Her phone doesn't work anymore. And no one I know that knows her knows where she is. In fact, I've had people call me looking for her.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's a bit concerning.
But also remember, the EU decided to bar travel from America to here. But she was over there before that.
Oh,
But
do you think she could be like stuck in another country?
even if she was, though, she's got emails, she's got social media. Well, she doesn't really have social media. She old, but she has access to the internet. Her emails, all that shit. No responses. Now, if me and her had a bad relationship, that would be one thing, but we don't. So, I don't know. And also, here's another thing. Despite what people do and don't think about the service industry, let me tell you right now. Fucking bar owners, club owners, I've only seen two varieties. They're either nice, genuine people, or they're fucking scumbags who just want to act like the world's shittiest landlord. Some places will book you. They'll cut half their staff because they want to be compliant to the pandemic rules. They'll make more money and get donations so people can keep the place open and alive. And then none of their employees get it. Their employees only get what they got that day. But guess what? Remember, they're on reduced hours and they've reduced the amount of people that come in. So the tip frequency and amount drastically different.
We did the same thing. We tried to reduce our staff so that we could still have everyone still make money. And it wasn't great because some people didn't get hours that they wanted, but it worked out for us for the most part.
Yeah, but also different state, different city, and on top of that, stand up. Or rather, a bar, a comedy bar. This ain't a restaurant.
I don't work at a bar.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't survive. Fucking.
No.
Yeah, it'd be hard as fuck to see you. People wouldn't be trying to sexually harass you. They didn't see you and run into you.
Actually, I did work at some bars, like restaurants that had bars in them, and I already didn't like that. I couldn't imagine working in like a bar. It's not my scene.
Yeah, and lounges are kind of sort of the same thing. Comedy bars aren't really comedy bars. Most of them are just, we have a stage and we don't hook up music. We hook up one single mic and audio system. It's still a fucking bar at the end of the day. And some of these, and like I said, here's the thing though. These people, the stores only open at night. But they're only open at night, not because they can't get business in the morning, but because it would cost more to operate in the morning than it would in the evening and night. And the biggest pull is always on the weekends. So if you're on Bars Row, which is a pretty infamous, I'll say infamous, not famous, an infamous area in Chicago, because almost on every street corner, there's bar after bar after bar after restaurant after bar, both sides of the street, right? And it goes for almost 2-3 city blocks, which is basically a fucking mile. And you got to coordinate with people who aren't even inside of your building. So a certain amount of people can't even wait on the side of the damn street. So that means that it's potentially possible for the owners of that establishment to make more money and pay out less to their employees. Because they'll always tell the stand-up, hey, ask them to bring donations and shit so we can keep this place open. But then none of that shit goes, there's no guarantee it goes to the servers and shit. One of my buddies who told me about this, he said, dude, me and my homies getting ready to go on a strike because we found out the owner made an extra $13,000. Not $1,300, $13,000 from asking from donations after shows and shit when performers were coming through. Back when that was socially acceptable still. Some people, they just fly into states or they're roading to other states that don't have less requirements. And not even like small time people, big people too. Gary Owens did a show in Texas making jokes about how they refuse to close down and wear a mask. And this is like in the summer when it was really spiking. So I had a talk with a friend of mine. He's an audio engineer and he used to be in a band. He's a good musician and he loves fucking R2D2. Dude by the name of Stephen Poon, right? Yes, that's his actual last name. Memory service, he's half Korean or a third Korean. And he just said, look, I don't think you should risk it. Not because just the pandemic is the pandemic, but some places aren't actually really adhering to any type of safety measures. Right? So I've never got bad advice from him, so I was like, I think you're right. But that also meant that a part of my body and soul feels like it got cut off. Because here I am, I'll say something funny. I'll make a one-liner joke or a punch-liner, whatever you want to call it. Punch-liner, not the same as a punchline, by the way. And I'm just sitting up here like, well, shit. Fucking, something feels like it's missing. I know I didn't have chronic depression. I know I didn't have anxiety because, I don't know, I'm unlike the rest of my generation. I'm just psychologically stable. But for some reason, whenever I get angry, I'm magically crazy. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I'm just angry. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm not, I'm not. People are complex. And I started writing shit down. But then I realized I was hurting myself because the shit I was writing down, I couldn't say. And even if I tested it out, it would always be some the same thing. Ha, that one's good. Is that one of the ones you say on stage? Oh my God, you should totally say that on stage. I've had friends randomly throw that out in the middle of a conversation. But then that ka-chunk would kick in. And then I realized I can't. Or it's not a safe idea. So then I had to stop. I had to stop writing because it would hurt me later on. It's almost like a drug addiction. You know coke ain't good for you. But you don't notice till you stop. That kind of thing. I stopped writing for like 2 months. I genuinely stopped writing for 2 months. I didn't stop being funny, obviously. But I stopped writing comedy for 2 months. Then that's when we got that notification, or I started noticing an uptick in subscribers. Because remember, our explosive growth pretty much started at the end of last year and has been continuing to grow. But then when I got that notification of we've met half the requirements to become a partner on YouTube, that's when something was like, maybe this can go somewhere with your friends. Right? Hold on. A possible new / latecomer just came in. Oh, fuck. Officer.
Yo.
If she comes in, this will be the first time in 3 years we had 2 females on at once.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Shit, I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast yet. Lunch, whatever time I got up.
Miss, I didn't fucking eat. In case you never realized it, most of us actually eat during the whole entire thing. We just go.
I gotta cook.
You have a manion and you can order shit.
He's working, and I'm not gonna spend money on food. That's stupid right now.
Well, then make an I'm sad baby face and say, "Baby, I'm hungry." He'll jump to it.
I can't do that to him. It's not a great relationship.
Actually, no shit. Actually, I'm curious. Have you actually tried that?
Oh hell yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Then fucking do it.
I'm not gonna abuse it. You gotta do it. You can't do it all the time.
Were you abusing it before?
Occasionally.
Oh, that long pause says otherwise. Look, well, when the story starts, just go cook. Put on your regular headphones if you have those, or just put us on your phone and then, put it on speaker so you can hear it. Like, I'm not going to stop you from eating. As long as you have it on push to talk, we won't hear what you're cooking in the background, but your audio quality will just change because you're on a cell phone. Recorded it. Anyways, okay. Where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you guys kept me sane, and out of nowhere, the random support from YouTubers kept me sane. And as far as the females go, that's where we were. Okay, so one of them decided they didn't like the sound of their voice. Not the quality of their microphone and how they sounded. They literally decided, I hate my voice. My voice sounds ugly. And then acted like they told me that at some point. I found out 8 months after they left, that's why they left.
What? God. That's such a like. I'm fucking queen of vanity. Holy shit, that's like, damn.
Vanity is not the same as insecurity.
Touche, touche. Maybe that's why I don't have that many female friends. Huh.
You don't have that many female friends. For the same reason, a certain someone doesn't like when you get on these podcasts and shit. Insecure people do not want to actually fix their insecurities. They want the world and the people around them to conform to it.
You know what's strange though? The female friends I do have, God, I hope they never hear this, but they tend to, I don't want to use the word idolize because that seems a little too extreme, but most of my close female friends, and when I say most, I mean 3, they in some way, shape, or form look up to me. I always thought that was more of a reflection on me and my ego, but...
God, no. They look up to you, or either they trying to be as fancy as you because they think you get more attention.
It is true that all my female friends aren't quite the attention hogs like I am, but they all support me very much whenever it comes to me doing my egotistical things.
Oh.
Hello!
So,
And right on time, here comes a new challenger, or whatever. I forgot which one I used for the podcast. I don't think I used Here Comes a New Challenger for the podcast.
I thought you did, but I don't know.
Yeah. Introducing the king of goth things, a one Lord Ingling.
Hey, what's up, guys? How have you been doing?
I missed your accent. It's been so long.
Been too long. Too much work. Too much shit. But it's almost over now. I don't have to work at the moment, so...
Yeah, I told them about it.
Fuck this.
You feel any better? You didn't miss a lot because for close to 2 to 3 weeks, we wasn't doing nothing but life stories. So this is the first podcast of November. Yeah, you guys in the podcast help keep me sane. Video games didn't actually help keep me sane, but it did stop me from getting bored, which is completely different. Feeling bored is not the same as losing touch with reality, which I don't know how people get those two conflated. And other than that, it was not to get emo or nothing, because I'll hit the mute button on you. I was doing some cleaning, and I found one of my dad's old instruments. And I cleaned it to see if it could still work, and it does. And sometimes I just prop my feet up, chill on the couch. Finally got a new couch, by the way, and I'll play my dad's old instrument.
What instrument?
Really sweet, like a sweet sentiment.
Shut the fuck up. It's a harmonica. He was a blues guy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The metal needs to be completely overhauled or just re-cleaned and re-engraved. But to be fair, that harmonica is damn near 40 years old. So, you know,
ancient.
I'd be more scared if it didn't have any wear and tear. It ain't been sitting up in the studio. It went on the road with him back in the day. So, shit, if that thing could talk, I'd probably want to hear the stories. And, well, the last thing is just writing. Well, I'll include writing for this YouTube shit within, you know, you guys in the podcast, but writing stuff or skits and coming up with stuff that we're going to do later on next year or late this year on YouTube, doing reviews and whatnot with Nico and whoever the fuck wants to come. For some reason, it's just Nico and Old
I'm
Rusty.
all you need.
Okay. Old Rusty, which is basically just my name for this one weight I have, which is shaped to not be able to roll around on the floor. It's I believe it's a 40-pounder or an 80-pounder. And I use that once every 2 days. I curl it in, I lift it up above my head, you know, just getting my all-around rotations and shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me because, well, we can't say porn because it's already implied. Everyone's sane thing is in some relation to porn by some degree. Yeah, that's it for me. All right, England, your turn. Okay,
Yeah.
Texting page, look right now. You did do topic 1.
Oh, what the fuck? Are the console wars even necessary? Do you like titles currently on Xbox? What the fuck? Okay, I found it. Alright. Weird. Sorry about that. You can cut all that shit that was unnecessary.
Oh, don't worry.
No, I liked it though.
Yes, you like it, and that'll stay for you, but I'm the one who has to edit this stuff, remember?
Oh, you talking right now about how you have to edit it is kind of going against your own point that you're going to have to edit it out. So, are the console wars even necessary? Yes, because capitalism, they're trying to strive to make the better product so that the buyers buy the items. If everything on the market becomes one company, they're allowed to fuck you over like the Rockefellers did. That was the whole thing. They bought out all the oil and then they raised the price crazy high. So console wars are specifically capitalism doing what it should be doing. Is it great? No. Is it working for specifically products you'd want to buy? Yes, because it's a buyer's market. Because it's sorry, I'm getting into like political shit now. A buyer's market is where you, the buyer, decide what the product you want to support is, and you buy it. If they own it all, it becomes a seller's market. Hey, I have everything you need. You need to pay me for it, which is how grocery stores work and shit like that. Because hey, I mean, they don't all work like that because you can go to a different one, but they're basically saying, hey, what's up? You have to buy what I have. And if you don't buy what I have, you can fucking starve. Make sense? So they compete with each other by carrying different produce in the same way consoles on a much larger or smaller, in terms of items, scale, compete in terms of what they offer to their consumers. So everything is the grocery store, and they're trying to offer things that you want to use for what you want to cook. Do you want to stream? Do you want to watch this? They're trying to offer towards their people. And you see the same thing with phones, with the fucking iPhone having 3 cameras because of everyone's Snapchat and fucking Facebook and Instagram and OnlyFans. You have this world of people dependent on cameras and quality pictures. And so the console wars are specifically necessary because you as the buyer want to have them. They may annoy you, but you want to have them because they mean that you're in power of choosing. And it's always been like that. Consoles have always rivaled each other. It was Sega and Nintendo, and then fucking they both tried to hire Sony to help make them a system, and then they both fired Sony last minute, and they hired Philips for Nintendo's sake, which was terrible. They don't even recognize the games as real anymore. And then, of course, Sony became PlayStation 1, and Xbox thought to itself, I make products too. I should get in this market. And then Sega died. So it'll just constantly be some shit like that, which is interesting, but I think they're absolutely necessary for us, the buyers, to have the advantage. So new titles. Yeah, I already mentioned that I'm looking forward to some games that continue the franchises I happen to enjoy. I'm looking into a few new games, and I'm looking into remakes of old games and being able to play the old games more than anything.
Did we not all say the same thing? Oh my god.
Yes.
Virtual high five. I'm gonna find a gift for this.
Yeah,
There it is. That works. Okay, so yeah, tell us what kept you sane this year, besides porn.
Not work.
Ha!
Oof. You know, I'm really good at keeping myself sane, no matter how, like, horrible shit is. I'm convinced that if I was, like, I woke up and there was no one else on the planet, I would still be dancing around to songs on my own and fucking, even when electrical goes and the nuclear generators start to kill everything, I think I'd find a way to stay positive. I have a very positive attitude on shit.
That's so good, though. Like, a lot of people need that right now.
Yeah, it helps. It helps them keep me sane. And that and alcohol, of course, you know. I've been to the liquor store twice in the last, well, yesterday and today. No, I'm not drinking that much. I was just buying some stuff. We needed to get a gift for someone, and we didn't know what they drank, so I don't know. I've joined a lot of, like, I was in a lot of Discord groups over the, not super active as you've noticed, but I was in a lot of Discord groups. I was in the one that Zax is in So I guess like talking to people has helped. I feel really weird because like I used to go out a lot over the weekends and now I don't go out at all, and so that part of me is like kind of unhappy. And then the part of me that like plays games and wants to talk online, that part has been fairly satisfied. I hate my mouse; it unplugs.
I can relate to that because, like, the cosplayers and everything, they're all struggling really bad because Katsucon got fucking canceled. I am going to go fucking cry in a corner. But
I mean,
the introverted part of me playing video games and everything has been thriving.
Exactly. I'm really upset about that. Like I haven't been making costumes or anything because I don't have anywhere to wear them. And
no, make your costumes. Just make them. We're gonna have like a whole new wardrobe to debut in 2021. Make it.
Okay, I mean, I was gonna make something, but the shipping for like fabric and supplies has been a fucking nightmare. I have gotten 4 emails of like, we don't have this fabric. Do you want another one? I'm like, motherfuckers. So
I feel that. You just send me pictures of whatever you make, though.
Oh yeah. I'm just making like a costume thing now that's like not really based on anything. Well, it's like loosely based on a few things, but then I might actually make a proper cosplay afterwards. We'll see. Yeah, I stopped working because my boss fucking had someone get back from New York and they had them work the next day without getting a test. And I said, I can't work for you if you're gonna do that. So
yeah, fuck them.
But I have my check, so I'm happy, and I'm not spending it, so that's good. Yeah, and then a lot of drama in Discord groups. You'd be surprised. You stay in a group long enough, and the niche community starts to like, it's like one of those like fucking petri dishes, and you put a bunch of bacteria in them, and then at first there's enough for them to eat, and they thrive, and then they turn on each other.
I will never get tired of your analogies because they always sound so goddamn unique. But no, this group actually hasn't had that problem. We've literally only had one bad seed, and technically she wasn't a bad seed. I just can't stand her.
Yeah, I mean, that's different. I mean, like, oof. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, man.
The pandemic has a lot of people's nerves heavily frayed, so they're kind of taking it out on each other.
It's worse than that. We had people who were where like people were dramatically disliking each other and mad, and then we had people who were like flirting with people, but then like they said they were dating, and like now there's like a whole nother thing where they were dating someone else, and I'm just like, I fucking hate all of you.
Can we do a side podcast where it's just all the drama that he's seen and we just talk about it and dish on them? That sounds like fun.
You have no idea how
I love stories of people's drama because I don't have drama in my own life. Your stories are just funny. I love stories of like bitches hating each other. My friend gives me really good drama stories.
A few of those.
I haven't been able to talk about it except with like my inner circle of people, like 2 people that are in these groups that I'm like, okay, I can trust them. We're going to do some investigating to see what's actually going on. It's very interesting, actually, even though it's weird. To me, anyway.
I love it.
So yeah, that's what kept me sane, I guess. Or insane.
I'm going to go to voice activity real quick. Give me a second.
We should do a Thanksgiving-ish time podcast, That would be fun.
I'm unemployed for a while, so yeah, I can do that. I have all the fucking time now.
Talk about what food we do, shit like that. It'd be kind of nice.
Okay, well then you two can arrange that because I have to focus on No More Heroes review and the first ever Token Games anime review. So y'all can handle that and I'll handle those two.
Oh shit, we didn't talk about which anime, Bobby.
I got y'all here now. We don't have to talk, but I'll text it to you in the texting page and we can discuss it after this. Anyways.
Just like Chemical Girls in Small Skirts 3.
Anyways. This is a story where some names will be changed, some names will not be changed, and some names will be substituted because they have a fucking similar personality, and it drives me up a goddamn wall. So, this is the story of the time I survived a 10 to 12 man bar fight. Yeah. And by the way, no, I didn't actually start it. Okay, so I believe the year was 2013. This is right before I was about to go into the military. The thoughts were bubbling in my head, but I felt like I had to get not so much in a better physical state as I did a psychological state, right? Now, for me, one of the things that helps balance me psychologically has always been my practices in self-defense. Yes, I do mean martial arts or various forms of weapon training. There's a calmness that I get or gain when I can just focus like that I can't properly explain. So sometimes I'll do it not necessarily to practice killing the motherfucker or beating somebody's ass, but to A, hone my skill, or B, calm the fuck down. Now, that means that this particular version of Zax is close to, very, very close to peak Zax before military training happened and whatnot when it comes to the exercise. Because for those who don't remember, or I don't know if it ever came up, there was a like 4 or 5 month stretch where I got put into the medical ward at the military, and my training, and I had to be fit for duty, FFD, fit for duty, before they took me out. So instead of just getting a cast or something and coming back in a boot, I actually had to stay there until I was considered completely and totally back to normal. But I was so bored because I was only getting physical training once every 2 days, that I asked, can I come 5 days a week? So my body was stupid healthy. But this is the strongest I was before that point. And even then, I still didn't go around picking fights with people bigger than me and shit. So, I'm in Michigan. I did a show. And I was telling the crowd, like, hey, you know, I really appreciate this. I have finally started going out of state because, well, y'all don't remember or y'all weren't around for it. But when I started stand-up, it technically wasn't legal. I was 17 at the time, not 18. And on top of that, I was saying I was 21 just because I had a little bit of fuzziness on my face, and I was getting away with it and no one was checking my IDs. So I was performing before it was actually, or depending on the situation, before I legally could. Because you know how it is, when it's serving alcohol, children can't be in there unless alcohol has been removed or stopped being served, or it's after 3 a.m. if memory serves. Because last call for alcohol is 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. anyway. And I was telling them how much I love it. It's my first time in Michigan, you know, and shit like that. Now, I don't have a ride, but, you know, this is back when Lyft and Uber haven't really consumed the world. But I got really, really good at timing having a taxi show up right when my set's about to end, right? So I pop out, the owner want to talk to me, shit. I'm like, hey, I got to go. I got to get my ride, blah, 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 blah. But it's understood, you know, they can call me or email me later on. So I decided I'm going to piss in the alley. I don't know why I didn't just stay in there and piss in there, but I pissed in the alley, right? And there's two dudes watching me. Now, I don't mean like they're right next to me staring at my dick creepy shit. I mean like there's 2 dudes at the edge of a bar where it opens up into the street staring at me. And I'm just thinking, oh, maybe these are dudes who had a problem with something in my set. Now, normally when someone has a problem with something in my set, one of 2 things have occurred. They're racist, point blank, they are racist. Or option 2, aka B, they didn't like a particular joke I said and they want to come up to me and tell me I'm not allowed or I shouldn't make jokes about these topics. Which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Because what country do you live in?
Both of those sound very Michigan.
No, that's actually very, very common, period, in clubs. Sometimes they just get like that because they had a little too much and they don't realize it. And sometimes they feel like they're supposed to control what comes out of someone they've never even met's mouth, which I find hilarious. And I ain't stunting them. So I just keep on walking. I'm about to, hey fam, where you from? I was like, oh, I'm from Illinois. Chicago? Yeah, big city. So then the other dude on the other side of me, I look at him, he's like, yeah, I used to live there. Click, click. Did your friend just pull out a gun on me? Yes, he did. Y'all know I didn't get paid today for the show. I got paid before I got here. Yeah. Look, just give him the shoes. He's in training. He needs to practice. I'm sorry, what? Give us your shoes. Like, dude, these aren't like Nikes or something. It's like, what did I say? He needs to practice. So I don't argue with him and I give him my shoes.
Fucking practice? Oh my god.
He's a gang initiator or something. I don't know. So I go back in, knock on that door, and automatically 10 motherfuckers laugh at me. Ha 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 ha, bro, did you leave your shoes? No, this nigga just got robbed. Ha ha ha. Yes, I did. Now, obviously, they stopped laughing. But, you know, the girls they were talking to just gave them dirty looks and came over to me. The club owner and the bartender, not the same person, found out. And he gave me a stool, let me sit behind the bar. And I waited for my taxi inside. And he didn't have to, but the bartender gave me half of his tips for the night. And said, hey, just get you something you can get home, man. You don't even owe me this. And he was like, hey, you don't even owe me this. I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna get you back. I appreciate it. So, so 2 bouncers and the manager with special equipment walk me to the front of the door. And they say, did you get a good look at him? Only one of them was like, well, they was in here tonight. It's like, okay, well, I know you're not from here, but if you can stay an extra day or something and come back, look at the footage, you might be able to ID them, do something. I don't like that they did that. I mean, I don't know you that well, but let me tell you, stuff like that can't be happening around here, because if it does, that attracts the wrong crowd and it shrinks my crowd. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. You're thinking ahead and you also don't like them. So two birds, one stone. So I stay an extra day, right? Now, mind you, I'm just in a little motel. So I texted one of my friends about this and I went to bed because it was like really early in the morning. I woke up, I had like 15, 20 text messages from in a group chat with Kelly and some other people. And they was like, bro, what happened? I told them what happened, you know. And my friend, one of them came over with Kelly. I don't know if they were dating, but she just showed up with them because they live close or whatever. And we talked about it. And he brought me some of his old shoes. I said, man, I can't just take these up off you. Because first off, I knew he liked those shoes. I was like, bro, I don't think they even going to let you in like Greyhound without shoes, man. I was like, okay, you got a point. And I mean, it's not like I was going to try that anyway. I was going to fucking see if I could have somebody in the front desk just go get some pieces of shit. And at the time, I believe I was a size 11 or 11 and a half back when I could easily find shoes that fit me. God damn it. I miss my small feet. And I gave him the money the bartender gave me. And I told him, he's like, no, bro, I can't. Like, no, listen, the bartender gave me half his tips to get shoes. You're giving me shoes, man. So Kelly made that weird sound. And I said, fuck you, Kelly. It's like, why are you so mean? It's like, I don't know. I still can't figure out if I hate you or I respect you a lot. What's wrong with respecting me? I was like, so then Tony looks at her and says many things. And then we both start laughing and high-five. And then she got mad and tried to slap us, but she forgot she was short. So we just leaned our heads back a little bit and she couldn't reach. Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. So I started going through the rest of the text in the group because we all got that notification. And one of my female friends, can't remember which one it was, I think this was Tanya, wanted to invite me to just go hang out and go hit up a mall. I was like, bunch of minorities fucking around in the malls, like, no thank you. I ain't trying to go through that shit, especially in a state I'm not from. I was like, okay, well, no. We'll like go eating something and then we'll peruse the mall and stay only in the lounge area unless we're gonna get something. I was like, okay, you know, I can deal with that. Cause see, I grew up in the era where if you're in the mall, your ass automatically ain't trusted, even if we have cameras, cause you a nigga. So here comes Mr. Nigga and a mixed race group of people. It's just I'm expecting shit always to go down. Whenever there's more than 4, I expect shit to go down. I've eased up on that a little bit, but it's upbringing. I didn't have a choice. It's not so much that my parents conditioned me to understand that. I've seen and had shit happen when literally nothing was done. So yeah, I'm just naturally antsy.
Personal experience.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just antsy with that shit. So we sat down in this place, and I believe they had one of those. This was the early era of the combination places besides KFC. So I think this was a combination A&W root beer and Long John Silver's, which A&W ended up buying Long John Silver's at some point last I heard, or something. I don't know. Long John Silver's got really hard to find once you get to 2002. So she was like, no, let's go to one of the actual big food places, not just the food court. I was like, woman, ain't nobody got money like that. And I'm just like, so Tanya offered to pay for half the people's shit. I was like, the fuck? So then Kelly starts giggling. It's never a good thing when Kelly giggles. No matter what dimension or age or era or Kelly you have, when they start giggling, something is off. So we start walking, and the other 2 get there. We're talking with them before we all go in, figuring out how we're going to do the seating, because as you know, restaurants automatically charge you extra depending on how many people are sitting, even if they don't order nothing, which a little bit weird, but I understand if they don't have auto gratuity. So I slowly pull Kelly back, and I start talking like, Kelly, what the fuck is up with Tanya? Why is she blowing all this money? And she's like, so yeah, she's trying to get you to stay in Michigan because she can't say, I like you, please stay. And you're you. So your response to any woman liking you is it'll pass when they're not from Illinois. But it hasn't passed. It's been 3 years. I was like, she been holding the flame for 3 years? Like, yeah, pretty much. How the fuck do you know this? Oh, because she told me, and she told me it was a secret. I was like, I'm not even surprised that you snitching, because that's kind of like your favorite thing to do when you think it's going to lead to entertainment. I learned from the best. Like, I did not fucking teach you that. She's misinterpreting one joke I made a long time ago about what happens when I get life stories or situations that can be turned into comedy. And she's using it against me at this point in time. So I was like,
that's kind of funny. I kind of like that.
Fuck you. So
it is pretty amusing.
I was like,
based, actually.
All I said was, and I don't even remember the whole thing because this was like 7 years ago. When I said this joke, it was something along the lines of, look, I don't go looking for stories to blend into a fine powder, wrap up, and sell to you guys in a nickel bag for some money. But sometimes life stories just magically blows itself up my nose. And I catch that high, and I just have to write. I don't go looking for them, but when I know I can create the situations or watch them, I do it. And ever since then, she's just thought to herself, hey, I should try that. And it always bites me in the ass, not her. And she doesn't care because it was funny for her. Kelly is a thorn in my ball sack. So yeah. I was like, bare minimum, she about to drop close to 200 in here. Kelly's like, yeah, pretty much. Hey guys, let's hey, I got an idea though, since I don't got a lot of time left, why don't we all just go for drinks? So we don't have to go far either. It's only like a 4-block walk. So we walk 4 blocks, and Kelly, being the prick that she is, kept trying to weasel herself into the center of the group so all the wind can be blocked and she doesn't get cold and she can steal body heat. But I'm me, and I know she's doing this. So I pull Kelly right the fuck out of there. I was like, yeah, Kelly, just let me talk to you in private again. What is it? Oh, I didn't want anything, Kelly. I just wanted to make sure you didn't steal everybody's body heat by being in the middle of this huddle. And I said it out loud just like that, just obnoxious as fuck. I'm still mad she out here snitching. So we get there, and it's like 9:30ish. at this point. Now, I was like, hey, Tanya, don't spend more than $100 in here, please. Why would I? What makes you think I would even do that? It's like, I didn't say you would. I'm just saying, don't. Oh, because people might get drunk and, we don't all know each other's addresses and how to get them home. It's like, yeah, and, you can't be unconscious in a bar. It's a felony. So somebody would have to take them home or leave. And if they came alone, someone else has to go who wasn't ready to go. Then a chain reaction and shit. Just make sure everybody's stable. And we go in there, we have fun. Kelly fucks off and goes to the bathroom. And now chaos ensues. Now Kelly's on her way to the bathroom. The light went out. The light in the hallway towards where the bathrooms are went out.
Here.
So there's only a light directly in front, but because of the position, everyone on the outside only sees a dark tunnel. Like, in a video game when you're going into a next area and it's a cave and you just see a pitch black screen, even though it's going to glow and light up the minute you load into it, like that. So we're just all looking at it. And some people some people are already a little bit buzzed that didn't come with us. Like, oh, wow, looks like a dimensional portal or something, or a black hole. I don't know what the dude was. I was like, guys, that dude fucking laughs like Peter Griffin from Family Guy. So we started looking at that black hole and shit just because, hey, it was entertaining at the time, right? Kelly thinks people are looking at her because she likes attention. So she starts putting on another layer of makeup. And she gets the lipstick. What trips me out is her ability to just assume this shit. She ran back into the bathroom. We saw a corner of a crackle of light when she went in. And then she came back out, slowly walked out. And then she just blurted out, "Good evening." And then you hear 3 people go, "What's up?" And she starts giggling. I was like, here we go. I do not feel like watching this motherfucker have minions and simps before the words came out. So fuck boys at this time. Sit up here and fucking gawk and worship her and try to give her free shit. Because I promise you, if there's one thing Kelly will do, it's lead a man on for her personal benefit or gain. And then act like the shit ain't her fault. So we're all just like, here we go. Now, none of us want to pretend to be her boyfriend to get those guys to leave or anything. We don't even think these dudes are assholes. We just know don't nobody want to deal with this shit right now. So, who was it? Daryl, fuck, I haven't seen him since then, but we still talk online. Daryl decides to grab her, like, come here, Kelly, come sit down, before just something happens, right? And she says, okay. So she puts her lipstick she was still holding on to in her purse, or so she thought. What actually happened was it rolled on the ground. A small round object with very little friction on a wooden floor. We all know how this is going to end. So, she goes and sit back down. Now, I'm on the other side now. I'm nowhere near Kelly at this point, because remember, our group is pretty much all at the bar. We took up like all the bar seats on one side. Not because we're selfish, but it kind of looks cool when all your friends are sitting in the line like you're back in high school or some shit. And
because it looks cool. Oh my god. I love it.
Your ass can't even fucking reach the table with a bar. So anyways, so
Not always.
I told her, I went over and said, hey, Kelly, do not be vain right now. What? Whatever do you mean? I was like, every time you've said that ever, you know exactly what the fuck I mean. Don't act like you're innocent. Oh, you mean those nice gentlemen? It's like, no, I mean you trying to see who's going to be a fuck boy tonight. Don't do it. I don't think it's going to end in a fight or nothing. Boy, was I wrong. But just not today. Because it's going to be some shit. We just don't know on what scale. And in case you have noticed, I've been through enough this week in Michigan. Okay. You can just hear the reluctance in her attitude. So one of those dudes got up and he starts walking towards her, and I'm going back to my seat at the bar. I was like, I'm not a boyfriend, but she's not looking for anything tonight. Just so you know. It's like, oh, well, I mean, I can still like talk to her or something. Like, I ain't trying to do nothing with this big group. It's like, oh, no. We're not going to go after you. Like I said, none of us are with her, but if you trying to have a one-nighter tonight, it probably won't happen. But if you want to turn into something the day after, the next day or whatever, go right ahead, bro. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then the other guy gets up. And this other guy sees me walk past. I guess he didn't get up because he thought I was going to say back off, she's with me or some shit. Like my dick would be caught dead in a Kelly. And he starts running. Guess what he trips and busts his ass on? That's right. Kelly's lipstick still on the floor. It didn't actually make it to the purse. So he also clips the side of a table. Shit you not, half the bar started laughing at this dude. I was like, yeah, that's what Kelly said. I was like,
Oh?
yes. I was like, damn, that is a very versatile word / syllable. So I was like, hold up. Whoa, he just clipped his whole fucking head, man. He was a pretty big dude. You know, hey, we should see if he okay. So me and Daryl go over there and we look at this dude because he's covering up the side of his face when he rolled over on his back. So we're just like, hey, man, you will. And before I got that out, I got sucker punched. Me, of all people, I got sucker punched.
That was such a wrong place, wrong time moment. You got hit.
Literally, up until that point, the last time I was sucker punched was 6 years ago. I hate sucker punches. I would rather be punched and have my head strapped to a board and can't move than a sucker punch. I don't know what it is about sucker punches, but I hate being the recipient so much.
I think a lot of people just don't want to be punched. Just saying.
Nah, there's some fucked up people in the world, and also professional sports. Don't Google donkey punch. Okay, so I fucking go over and because remember, I'm in a leaning position. So when this punch hit me, I fucking fall on top of the dude and my knee goes directly into his gut. Right? So he's now misinterpreting this in the whole situation. And I can tell based on how angry he getting. So I get up off of him real quick. And I was like, bro, hey, listen, that wasn't, boom, sucker punched a fucking again. I forgot the motherfucker was there just that quick. Now, Daryl is on the other side of me. And he's like, nah, fuck this. And he stops me from falling all the way back. The punches weren't hard, but again, I'm not paying attention to my balance. And in that same motion, stopping me from falling, grabs that dude, smashes his head into the table, into some mashed potatoes, and the plate broke. Right? So I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So now this dude who was on the floor got the fuck up. Right? He tried to sucker punch me. I wasn't about to let that shit slide a third time. So I just hold his arms like, hey, listen to me. I didn't do that. You see this mark? He punched me and I fell on you, bro. We cool? He looks at me. Then two of my male friends get up from the table. I can't remember their names, but we're going to call them Mike and Larry, right? Mike and Larry get up and they just stand there and look at the dude. They're not even a full 2 feet away from him and I'm holding on his arm. I was like, bro, listen. Dude about to get fucked up. Don't know what his deal is. Okay? I'm going to let you go. Now, remember, this guy hadn't said anything the whole entire time through this exchange. And I fucking let him go. I take a half step back. I turn around. Boom! Mike charges his ass almost into the glass where the window is. Because remember, there's the bar and the bar stools. there's the main walkway, and then there's tiny little 2-person, maybe 4 little benches next to a glass window. He fucking rammed this dude into that glass, and he pretty much almost went through it. Like, the whole thing turned into white cracks, right?
Jesus.
So then the waitress starts running. So then the waitress starts running past us. No, 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 no. And then she goes and either hides or gets a manager. And the manager comes out, like, who the fuck? And then we all stop and look at this dude. Pretty sure he's barely 110 pounds, skinny as fuck. And he immediately just turns back around and walks away. Now, me being me, I'm just thinking, okay, maybe we should bow. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Mike got sucker punched by the dude that he's decided to not ram all the way through the window. Because he was getting ready to let go. I was like, oh, shit. So then, all I hear is, what the fuck? Is that Bobby? Dang it, Bobby. So I started giggling a little bit because I thought of King of the Hill. But I don't know who this country dude. There was some country dudes visiting or whatever. Apparently they were with a group, but they didn't want to do the whole everyone sit together thing. So 3 other people came from around the corner, right? One dude didn't even have his belt all the way tied. See, the male bathroom was around the corner from the female bathroom, as things should be, in my opinion. And he just rushed out of there. I was like, I just looked at him, was like, because they're walking up close to us, like, what the fuck's going on here, bro? I was like, yo. And I pointed his belt, and he starts fixing, did you even wipe your ass? It's like, I wiped my ass with your mama. It's like,
yeah. What a dumbass.
No. I was like, bro, that's not even a good comeback. And also, that still makes you sound nasty. So, I'm still not paying attention. Mike grabbed the dude by the throat, physically lifted and picked him up, and threw him at those 3 dudes. They all caught him, and I said, hey, we getting the fuck out of here. We weren't getting the fuck out of there. So, everyone else around the area ran the fuck out, and I got ping pong because everyone's rushing past me, the people who aren't involved in this bar fight at this point. So at this point, it's about 1, 2, let's see. It was 2 of them. 3 came from around the corner. That's 5. There was 1 bouncer. He didn't really know what the fuck to do. I think he was just hitting everybody. That's 6. That was me, Mike, and Larry. That's 8. Tanya fucking got out like we told him to. And there was 1 other guy. He just saw the whole thing and decided to help us. And Kelly literally just took like 3 or 4 steps back and went back into that darkness right where the lights had went off and watched the whole thing. So, we are all fighting. And I'm doing, well, shit that I can only do because there's a bar. I mule kicked 4 people. I fucking got to a point where I was getting beat back into the darkness. And all of a sudden, I feel something pushing the back of my hand. And I swing. I miss because Kelly's a midget. He's like, no, Zach, it's me. I'm trying to make sure you don't fall. You're trying to use me as a meat shield. I mean, it's the same thing at this point. And I was like, you know what, Kelly, shut the fuck up and get in the bathroom. Okay, she didn't get in the bathroom. So I was like, wait a minute, I got an idea. So I tell her, are you in the bathroom? She says yes. I was like, no, you're fucking not, but fuck it. I don't care if my ass gets in her face or based on her height, all up on her titties. I think it's funny when someone I hate gets my ass on their titties. And I just...
What?
And I was just like, wait a minute. 2 dudes trying to bum rush me at once. Why am I fighting this? So I just literally hop back and then I lean on the side of the wall and I let them fall into each other. So I feel around. I was like, Kelly, where you at? Kelly, where you at? So she grabs my arm in this death grip bullshit that women do. And I was like, is that you? I was like, yes. I was like, look, come here. So we actually just went away from that area. Those 2 idiots don't even know that they were hitting each other. Or they did a simultaneous double knockout because they didn't come back out after that.
Oh no, that's great.
So I pushed Kelly off me because I'm tired of that. I hate that death grip arm bullshit. And she goes and hides behind the bar. But She's so short, she's not even ducking down. She's standing up perfectly normally. All you see is her chin above this shit. So apparently Mike started having a field day, or either Mike was drunk. He just kept saying, Hulk smash, Hulk throw, Hulk punch. I was like, okay, I think Mike is shit-faced. Like, no, that's how he normally fights. Like, Kelly,
I think I would do that too. That'd be fun.
Kelly, how the fuck do you know this? It's like, he's 6'3", and he's made of muscle. He just likes throwing people. I would throw people. I was like, okay, so you're an asshole on the inside, Kelly. And of course, here comes another sucker punch. But I'm me, and I'm aggravated. So I just slightly dodge. I let them punch the corner of the lip of the wall where it turns into where the bathroom is. I heard a pop sound. I didn't care. I grabbed the whole arm with both my hands, keep him tucked right where my neck is, and I do a double rotating kick in his face. God, that is so hard to do. You got to be fast, and you got to make sure you don't lose speed once both your feet hit him in the face. Cause I landed on my feet, and right when I was celebrating the shit, another dude fucking ramshack tackles me right on the wall, right where it turns into where the bar is, the actual bar area, the bar alcohol area. But while he's got me pinned up on the wall, I just started reaching to the right, and I found some bottle of something. I don't give a shit what it was. And no, it doesn't work like in the movie. Shit don't just magically break. Them bottles are actually pretty sturdy. So I just started beating this dude in the spine with it until he starts crying and curls into a ball. So then I asked Kelly to put this back. And I go back because at this point there should only be 2 dudes left. Kelly went and hit him 2 more times with the bottle in the face. So technically Kelly contributed, right? So then all of a sudden, while I'm going to finish this up, because Mike found a dude who's, well, he's not as strong as him, but he can't lift him. So he's trying to fight him the normal way. And Larry and Daryl are basically trying to play the let's hold him in place, knock this dude unconscious because he keep getting up, try to choke him out game. And while I'm walking towards them, catching my second breath, I hear Kelly go, "Is that my lipstick?" I stopped dead in my tracks and I was like, this motherfucker slipped on her goddamn lipstick. Right? Then I was like, did this shit cause all that? To cause all this? Is like, I don't know. Which I don't know why I expected her to know. And I think about it, man, that's exactly what happened. So I get mad. I bang my hand on the table. The glass shattered because I banged the table next to the glass where Mike damn near put a dude through it. The glass wasn't thick. It wasn't thick like on the skyscraper. Right? So I was like, then the next thing I know is I see blue and red. I see 2 cop cars go by. Now, listen to the words. I saw them go by. As in, they weren't coming for us. Obviously, the cops got called, but this exchange is happening in like under or just about 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, shit. So I get this idea from Kelly, which you already know this isn't going to end well. So all of a sudden, Kelly's like, well, those cops? Like, yeah, but they weren't for us, but they probably called the cops. I was like, so I see Mike on his knees, and this dude basically trying to you do that arm thing where you basically twist or break someone's wrist by folding it. This dude's stronger than Mike, or either he just got an advantage. And Daryl and the other guy, Larry, are still trying to choke this guy out because this one dude just won't get up. I don't even know who this was. I didn't fight him, but apparently he was a never say die type. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. What am I going to do? So I start running towards Mike, right? And I jump off of Mike's shoulder, and I hook this dude into a reverse DDT. For those who don't know, a DDT is when you basically grab somebody from behind, and you wrap your hand all the way around them, and you slam their whole body down, and you land on your ass. But he's facing me. So I do it that way. And I was like, hey, we got to go. I just saw cops buzz by. I don't know if they're going to turn back around. Whoop, whoop. Okay, they're turning back around. So now the other guy, who they just couldn't get him to stay down. He's not winning, but they couldn't get him to stay down. He just looks at me. He just looks at us. We all pause and we look at him. It's like, okay, I quit. We need to get the fuck out of here. So we just drop him. And we see Kelly going through where the glass is. Kelly left, basically leaving everybody. Kelly went where the fucking glass was and went out that actual glass hole. I was like, can we fit through there? I was like, we're going to find out. And then it's like, and all I heard is like, Mike go, Hulk throw again. He picked up a garbage can, made the hole a little bit bigger. It's like, and I just looked at him like, was that actually necessary? It's like, I don't know. And we all just started laughing. So now we're all in this alley and we're going to say, hey, wait. And we need to cut through the alley and go back slow as possible. Don't look like we're together, and go back into the parking lot of the mall, right? And we gonna go that way. We're not gonna just run out the door and then run to the side and shit. I was like, where's Tanya? And then Tanya, oh my God, lifesaver. Tanya went and got her van and she rolled back around. And right when she got there, we were done. So I was like, oh, fuck it. No, let's just get in the van. So we run back to the other side of the alley. It's like, I can't run. It's like, yeah, that's nice. This is all your fault, by the way. So everyone was like, what? What did she do? She didn't do nothing. It's like, I'll tell y'all when we get in the van. It's like, oh my God, wait. So apparently the lipstick still didn't make it to the purse. When she came out the window, she left it on the table where the glass was. And I was like, oh my God, Kelly. So I went back, grabbed it. I was like, Kelly, why the fuck is this lipstick so important? It was like, and Tanya got the front side window. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is so important about this damn lipstick? Guys, I can't just leave this lipstick. It's imported. So everyone just got quiet. I was like, so I look at this lipstick I'm holding. Oh, what brand is this? Oh, it's from, and I tossed it on a balcony.
I shouldn't laugh because you fucking got rid of her lipstick, but same time, holy shit, she kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
Kelly, fuck you, Kelly.
Yeah, that's classic.
So all of a sudden, Mike is just like, that's classic Zax. So then I high five him. Some people dust me off. I get more high fives. Like, why are y'all congratulating him? It's like, oh yeah, let's get in the van. So I tell everybody how this fight started. And then Kelly turned into a sweet angel for the rest of the trip back to the parking lot. So yeah, that's how I survived a 10-man fight. And I made Kelly suffer. She deserves it. Hey, Nico, what's your name again?
Nico, duh.
Yeah. They already figured it out just by the way I said it.
No relation.
Bullshit.